Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gems of Life show. And this is also, it's our radio episode 4, if I may say. And it is CKMS Radio 102.7, Radio Waterloo. Welcome, everyone. I am so excited on this episode to bring two amazing, phenomenal women who are making a huge difference in our community. I would like to introduce you to Sister Melissa and Sister Shannon, who are the co-founders of Call for Kindness, an organization that they will share with us what it's all about. Welcome both to the show.
Thank you so much. Happy and honored to be here on your platform, Fadwa. Thank you for inviting us.
Yes, thank you very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's so pleasure. It's just a beautiful blessing to meet both of you, actually. And thank you for taking your time to come into the show and share with us the kind of work that you're actually doing in the community. Now, Sister Melissa, do you mind just sharing with our viewers, our listeners, what Call for Kindness is? And I love that name. It's so beautiful and unique. What does that mean, and what does the organization do?
To start off with, I'll first introduce how we actually got started. So Call for Kindness is actually started from the youth, my children and Sister Shannon's children combined. They were working on a project for winter packages for a homeless shelter. And the experience, they enjoyed it so much. We took some videos of them. It's even on the website, and you can see just how happy and excited they are to be doing something for the community. And, they came back with, we want to do this regularly. We want to do this more often. So me and Sister Shannon kind of spoke together and said, what can we do more on a regular basis? That includes our youth to be involved as well. And so we sat down and we kind of developed Call for Kindness. And this was actually 1 month before COVID-19 hit us. So we had already had the intention to do this. And then when COVID-19 hit, it really kind of jump-started Call for Kindness into action. And, and it really made it more relevant when, we were going through such a global pandemic that, now it's time to call for more kindness than what we were dealing with. So that's how it kind of formed. And basically, what we do is we focus on doing a project per month. It can be with any charity organization or what we call a kindness hero in the community that's doing services to the community. And then we basically back them. We back them for an entire month where we fundraise. And that is what we do in a nutshell. We've been operating for about over a year. And we work alongside different organizations that are doing incredible work for the community. And we look at them as kindness heroes and we want to be a part of it. And we highly encourage our youth to be involved in this work. So a lot of volunteers are coming from the youth as well.
Wow, that's just, mashallah, that's really amazing just to share that story, starting with your youth. What a great way to inspire them and empower them in a manner that they're able to see the value that they too can bring into the community.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
What about you, Sister Shannon? What can you add to that?
Well, I just want to say, it started from our youth, like Melissa said, and I think what makes us unique in the way is that our committed donors, they know every month they're getting a new project, something new in the community, right? And like we said, Melissa said, we focus on our local community. So we search out, these hidden kind of gems, you can say, in the community that, they're doing some wonderful work. Or like, for example, one of our projects was a Mexican lady. She was running a restaurant here in Toronto. And then when COVID hit, one day a week, she shut her restaurant down and she started a food bank on her own. So the locals in her community would come, they would receive bags of food and things like that, right? So we just happened to stumble upon this story and we said, wow, like we've thought of her as a real kindness hero, right? Like, so it's not even like a big organization, right? A big charity organization. It was someone small in the community that thought, we want to give back, right? So we said, let's fundraise for her. So we did. For the whole month, we raised funds for her, and she was so touched that she was just overwhelmed, because to see the kindness, and plus, again, coming from the Muslim community, right? And it has made a whole 360 with her, because she, as a result, she has joined our groups and our social media platforms. And now she is giving back to our projects. Like, we were funding for an Islamic school a few months back. So she gave to that campaign for that. So it's just beautiful to see that this is what we're trying to instill in the community, right? Is that the kindness is for everybody, and to benefit and just to spread that around, right? So, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. What I always talk about on my show is we need to all aspire to inspire others. And
Exactly.
she aspired to inspire you, and now you have inspired her to help you in the work that you do. What an
Exactly. And as we say, one of our mottos is kindness is contagious. So it's like, it is, right? It just starts with one act and it can spread all over in a very positive way. So it's wonderful.
Yes. Wow. Amazing. So you talk about community. Is it local? I know you said in Toronto. Where are you based?
Well, basically, our home branch, we have two branches. We run out of Ontario here, which is in Toronto, and we focus on, like we said, local things that are going on within Canada. And we also have a Calgary branch. They started up a few months after we did. So they're also doing the exact same thing, and they're doing local projects out there. So we tend to kind of focus more in Ontario here, basically, right? So, and they focus in Calgary, but anywhere within Canada is what we focus on. So, yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now, for somebody who doesn't know what Call for Kindness is, Sister Melissa, do you mind just elaborating what that means?
Okay, so basically, like I had mentioned before, we are in support of local charity organizations or kindness heroes in the community, and we back them up by fundraising for them for an entire month. We design the flyers for them, we advocate for them, we bring their causes to the community, and we ask for the community to support them. And, and then why we're different, or what makes us a little bit more unique as well, is some of the commitments that we make to our sponsors and to our donors is that 100% of all of our donations that we receive directly goes into the project that we're funding for, which means that we don't take any administration fees for Call for Kindness. So anything that has to do with any administration fees, we cover that ourselves. We're very transparent, and we, step by step are informing our donors and our supporters of how the project is doing on, almost on a daily basis. We have a WhatsApp platform where we can directly communicate and let them know what's happening with the project, how much funds were raised, what is our goal, what's still needed. And we're kind of the communication between the organization or kindness here we're funding for and to our donors as well. We also advocate on behalf of the supporters and donors directly to the organization, and we ask them to also commit the 100% donation to go towards the project that we intended to fundraise for. So again, what we're asking them is to not take any administration fees out of the funds that they receive directly for Call for Kindness. We want to make sure all of the money goes directly towards that cause that we are advocating for. And what they usually do is they respond back with a letter or an email that we will present to the donors as well. We are currently not a registered organization as of yet. We are working towards that goal. But the good news is that all the organizations we've worked with are willing to do tax receipts for our donors and supporters as well. So for people who are concerned with getting that, there is a way, that they can receive those tax receipts. Also, we work with the Muslim, we work with all communities. So we are a Muslim organization, but we work with non-Muslim and Muslim communities. And we really try to do that on purpose. So we try, every month we choose either a Muslim project, and then the next month is a non-Muslim project, right? And this is kind of the idea and the vision that we want to spread kindness to everyone regardless of religion, regardless of nationality, regardless of even need, right? So kindness is deserving for everybody. And we, like Shannon said, we stay within our local community. We don't do anything overseas at the moment. And that's just because we are not big enough in that sense to be able to take this overseas. So we're focusing locally. And another great reason to really be a part of Call for Kindness is, like Sister Shannon said, every month is something new and exciting. It's not the same thing over and over and again. So, our supporters and our donors really don't know what the next project will be. And so they get to kind of donate to a little bit of everything, whether it's feeding the homeless, whether it is helping an orphan. They get to really have that overall experience of helping the community on a broader scale, rather than just focusing in one specific area. So that's what we do pretty much in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. So you actually do provide different variety of programs then? You're not just limited to just one area.
Exactly. And and what also I can add to that is we're very focused. So it's an entire dedication of 1 month towards campaigning for this one organization. So we're devoted to that one organization for the month, and keep them in the spotlight, and they're all on the social media, and they're and that's how we support them.
Mm-hmm. Now you mentioned, Sister Melissa, you started just pre-COVID.
Yes.
How has that been for you so far? I'm pretty sure you've been met with a lot of challenges. How has that been for you?
You know what? Actually, I find that personally, for me and my own personal family, this has really helped us in terms of coping with what is happening. It's really kept us busy. It's really kept our minds focused on, working towards the positive, working towards kindness, and not focused on what's happening too much outside. I also feel that brings a sense of positivity to our donors and supporters, because we're helping them to kind of re-center their focus on, a better outlook of things, rather than just the doom and gloom that we keep hearing in the news all the time. And funny enough, the Call for Kindness has just taken off, and because it's all online, and we work through, donations online and things like that, it really hasn't taken, we haven't really met a lot of difficult situations. If anything, we have, the community is responding to it in such a positive way. They're so happy to see it exist. And, more and more people are coming out to really help us out.
Mm-hmm. Now, Sister Shannon, knowing that what you're doing, the kind of work that you do, and you only pick 12 projects a year, mm-hmm. How do you navigate about it? How do you go about picking the right project?
Well, that's a good question, because like me and Melissa, we usually sit down and we take a look what's out there, and we try to pick something that's different every month. Like, for instance, 1 month we maybe did food banks. The next month we'll switch to let's see about like women's shelters, so it's really just kind of, opening our mind to see what's out there, what needs our support. And and especially like you asked Melissa about the COVID situation, that really actually helped us kind of focus a bit, because actually one of our projects at the beginning of COVID was fundraising for PPE equipment for William Osler Hospital. And also, we also helped to fund some local ladies that were making handmade masks for the people that were being discharged from the hospital. So, it gave us a focus to really think about what people were needing during these times, right? So, and like I said, we also chose food banks. So, because people have lost their jobs and things are running low. So, I think it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, because it could, like Melissa said, focus us a bit more and really see what the community needed, right? So, yeah.
Yes. I saw something online in terms of donating, and you had huge fridges that you're actually putting in the stuff there. How has that benefited the community and the work that you do?
The fridges are actually one of our biggest projects, and it so happens that for the month of Ramadan coming up, it happens to be a project that we're revisiting again, because it is doing so well in the community. And what we love about that particular project is it's not just a one-time benefit for the community, but it has such a lasting impact. Two of the fridges that we had fundraised for were opened up in Scarborough. And one was opened up just recently in Hamilton. And we worked with an organization called Road to Zero Waste. And that's what they do. They open up community fridges all over GTA. And these fridges, we're always getting updated. We follow their Instagram and things like that. So we're always seeing how these fridges are doing. And they are being replenished with food from Starbucks, Second Harvest, Longos, from these really big food industries, and the fridges are constantly full every week. And just as fast as the food is going in, the food is coming out as well. And there's testimonials of people that are just saying, thank you so much. And many of them who've lost their jobs because of COVID are actually now leaning on these fridges for that extra food security, just to keep them going. And so that's why we decided, Ramadan is here. Last Ramadan, that's when we did the double door fridges. We said, let's do it again. And the impact is so big, and, it lasts for a while. So we would rather focus on this right now. So our goal for the month of Ramadan is to focus on opening 3 more double door fridges to go in different parts of the community.
Wow, that's really fantastic. My goodness, I admire the work that you all do. And I'm pretty sure it's not just a small team. You have a variety of team. How do you maintain and motivate the volunteers to keep going?
Right.
Well, this is actually something that me and Melissa are trying to focus more on to move forward with Call for Kindness. Actually, as of right now, like we said, it started out with our youth, which a lot of them are, young adults, teenagers, and basically me and Melissa. So we have our Calgary branch. So there is 2 to 3 sisters out there that are heading that. So yeah, it's a pretty small team right now. What we are looking for actually is some more volunteers, because we need volunteers actually for, like, you could say, the on-call volunteers. Whenever, COVID lets up and we are able to do more like physical events or, like events like that where we need people. So that definitely, we need volunteers for that. But also, like you can say, like, to help with the admin things, right? So bulk of it, Melissa and me take care of, but we are, searching for more volunteers in this area. And if anyone is interested, you can check out our website. There is a volunteer form there that they can fill out, and we will get in contact with them. Or they can always email us. yeah, and just if anyone's interested, we have various things. I mean, it's, you know, people who are committed to be like, yeah, we can help out making flyers or contacting organizations, you know. So there's many behind the scenes jobs that, you know, that people, if they feel interested and they would love to help out, we would love the help. That would be great. But yeah, we actually had, I don't know if Melissa wants to explain about, we had something in the summer called Tables of Kindness. So I'll let her explain about that. And that's when we actually had quite a lot of volunteers come out to help us. So
Yes. So Tables of Kindness actually is another big project that we did, and we're hoping to have it be a reoccurring project every year. So we're looking to try to do that this summer again. And what it was we funded for about 2 months, either money donations or, you know, physical products. So we had about six tables. Each table was either for an infant table, it was a non-perishable food table, it was a youth table, and those kind of things. And really our focus in this area is, you know, give for others what you love for yourself, right? So we all love brand new items. We all love to you know, feel like we're getting something that, you know, is new and not just something that's just discarded. And that's kind of what we advocate for, is really be different in the type of way we're giving. So all of this stuff was completely brand new. And we set up these tables, and you know, the way the community responded, I mean, there were people even shouting in their cars who did not come and take from the tables, but they were shouting from the cars on how amazing this was. I think someone shouted Merry Christmas and I shouted Eid Mubarak, and we just, you know, had a moment where we laughed.
Yes.
People were just extremely happy. They were so motivated. Here's that motto, kindness is contagious, that when they saw the tables set up and the amount of items, it was quite a lot. This individual said, wait here. He ran to Costco and he bought eggs and bread, and he bought a whole bunch of stuff to come bring and put it on the table to be a part of, you know, giving to others. And you know, there was people that came up to us and said, we've never seen something like this before. And they were just overwhelmed. And to see a lot of the gallery or the videos, you know, and expressions and of that event, you can go to the website at, you know, www.callforkindness.org. And there's a lot of videos and pictures to show what that event looked like. And on that day, we needed quite a lot of volunteers. So a lot of people did come out. And like Shannon had mentioned, they're on-call volunteers. So these are volunteers in the moment that can't always commit a full time, but you know, when we need them, they're there. And so they came out, and it was a beautiful, actually, I think, was it a PM, an MP, Shannon, that joined us or happened to be just passing by. I think his name was
Steve Daskell. Yes, he's one of the yes, he is. Yes.
One of the MPs of Mississauga. He happened to be just passing by and caught what we were doing and parked his car and came out and said, this is awesome. This is great. What are you doing? And so we had an opportunity to explain that to him. And when he went back, he posted that on his Instagram page, just letting the community know that what was going on. And you know, we took a nice little picture with him, and we have that up on the website as well. So again, Tables of Kindness is one of our biggest.
Well, and another thing to add about that is that, you know, a lot of people were coming up and saying, oh no, we don't want to take, it's just for people in need. And that's what we wanted to say, was that we had to actually make signs and say it is for everybody. It is not about who is in need, who is not in need. Just please, everybody come. It was for, and that was the message, right? I mean, you would see some people feeling shy. We're like, no, this is what we want to send the message, is that it's about being kind. It's about just giving to people, right? Regardless of if you're rich, you're poor, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? So it was a very unique experience just to interact with the people who were coming, right? To just see how everyone is. But it was a beautiful event. It turned out really great, mashallah.
Wow, yeah. Mashallah. That's really, it's just so inspiring. Now, that was in the summer. You were able to do that out in the park. how do you intend to do this now? Should we still be in lockdown come summer?
Well, even at that time too, there were some restrictions. So we had to follow them. We asked them to wear masks. We had markers on the ground to stand 6 feet apart, just exactly the same way as they would if they were standing in line for any store that they go to, right? So we followed all those protocols, and we even we had we had our tables, but then we had we kind of asked them to stand away from the table and kind of point to what they wanted, and we would bag it, and just to try to keep that distancing. And that's kind of what our plan is going to be, basically just following the same protocol that the stores are following. We might have to, talk to someone to see if we do have that permission to open this up, and whatever protocols they want to give us, we would definitely have to follow that. Worst case scenario, if they tell us we can't set up where we're physically out and about, then we could always do a drive-by table of kindness kind of situation. So that's something, kind of got a backup plan if there's any issues with it.
I love that. Then it just shows you're never limited. You can always be creative. And I love the drive-through. Ramadan is coming up soon. It's just around the corner. And I know we don't have the festivities we used to have where we come in during iftar and we all eat, open our fast. Now we have the drive-through. What are your plans for Ramadan to help the community? Do you have any? Mm-hmm.
So actually, as I had said, we are planning on doing the double door fridges, so the 3 double door fridges. But we didn't just want to fundraise for that alone. So what we decided to do, because we want to bring happiness. It's been just so much negativity. We want to try to bring some form of happiness, some form of hope. And so we are also fundraising in the same campaign for the month of Ramadan. We're fundraising for another organization called Sacred Hands Canada, and a wonderful organization. They do multiple different things, but we were really focused on having them prepare Eid gift packages for families and kids, just to put a smile on their face. So that's exactly what we're doing this Ramadan. Is we're campaigning for 2 organizations, one for Road to Zero Waste for those fridges, which will be having that long-lasting impact for the community, but we're also funding for Eid packages and Eid gifts, so that they can have a special day, a special moment, and a special memory in the chaos and the negativity that we are finding ourselves in. So that's what we're doing for Ramadan.
Yes, absolutely. It's so important not to forget that, right? In the spirit of Ramadan, we are fasting the whole month, and if you have kids, they all look forward to the Eid, the festivities, and they want the gifts, and since we are not able to go out and about and celebrate, it's just the little things that we can bring the smile to our children and the elderly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do people find you? Where do they find you? How can they reach out to you? What kind of donations are you looking for? Maybe you can just elaborate on that as well.
Well, okay, to get in touch with us, like I think Melissa mentioned, we have a website at www.callforkindness.org. So you can reach us that way, or through email. And we also are on all the social media. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and that's all at Call for Kindness. So that way is the best way to reach us. Through any of our platforms. And basically we're always, like Melissa said too, we run a WhatsApp group that has basically a lot of our committed regular donors on there. So people are welcome to join that if they want. They would have to get in contact with us first, or just other people who come across us on any of our social media platforms, then they can donate through the website. Or we usually deal through e-transfers, so they also have that option too. So these are basically the main ways. And of course, we're always looking for more donors, more avenues to spread our message and for people to spread our campaigns. So yeah, we're trying to be more active on the social media. So hopefully through these measures, we can reach more people. And this is a wonderful opportunity you've given us to spread our message on this radio show. So this is great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. What about Sister Melissa? Is there anything you want to add on to that?
Well, I'm just going to add, like Sister Shannon said, we deal with e-transfers. So, you know, those who know us well and those who are comfortable with us will typically do e-transfers. And one of the reasons that we're working with that at the moment is because you know, no fees get deducted from that, right? So when we're using any other platform like, you know, GoFundMe, LaunchGood, there are a lot of fees that get deducted from that. So, you know, we try to advocate to go through that way, but we understand that, you know, there are some people that won't feel comfortable with that. So we try to make more options available. So for example, this project we're doing for the month of Ramadan, we have made a LaunchGood campaign for those that prefer to put finances or donations through there. So those are the different ways they can support us. And I think one thing I'd like to add as well is to say that, you know, part of our volunteers, a lot of them are youth. So the brain power behind Call for Kindness is the youth. And of course, you know, me and Shannon are in there and we're doing all the technical components to it. But we have a lot of youth that are calling now to help us out, you know, get their community service hours for their high school. And we're giving them really phenomenal opportunities. They're actually super excited. I have one young girl who's grade 11. You know, we sat down, she created a syllabus because she will be in charge of you know, making workshops on behalf of Call for Kindness. And the reason she's doing that is because we're committed to 100% of all donations that we receive from the public go towards the project. We have to find really neat ways where we can fund our administration costs, because we have a website, we have certain things that, you know, there's a cost factor there. So we're doing our own kind of investigation on how we can make those fees. So one of them is workshops. So, you know, and we're getting the youth. We have, so she feels like a teacher. She feels like it's a very significant role as a volunteer. So she's super excited. It's a great experience for her. We have them, you know, doing commercials. We have them, you know, maintaining the Instagram and doing YouTube videos. So a lot of the backbone of Call for Kindness in the technical area of how it functions comes from the youth. And then a lot of the, you know, the support and financial support and those kind of things are coming from our other side of the community. So it's phenomenal to see how, you know, different age groups, how they can benefit and support what we're doing.
Wow. You know, we always talk about our youth, right? Our children, our youth, they're actually the future generation. And what a great way to empower them. This is, you're showing them, not only, you're not telling them, you're actually showing them what leadership is. And they're taking on that role. SubhanAllah. I'm just amazed. Thank you so much for inspiring me today. I know what it's like to work with youth. In my community here, we live in Kitchener. We have huge community that comes up together, 10,000 Muslim community that come into Eid events twice a year. And that, the backbone of that event is the volunteers, you know? Yeah. So nothing can be done without our volunteers. So to all the youth who are actually doing this, I'm just telling you, because you are the leaders as well, and you're showing them you value their time and their expertise and their experience, and they're gaining a lot from you as well.
Yes. You know, and what I've discovered is there is so much potential to tap in the youth community, and they are wanting to branch out, but sometimes they just don't either have the opportunity or they don't know what needs that support. And so yeah, they're just ready, eager, energetic, and willing to be a part of it. And so we've opened the doors and said welcome. And when I say youth, I'm talking as young as 9 and 10 years old. So for example, you can see on the, Call for Kindness website, we have a small little commercial where there's a brother and a sister standing there making a small little commercial for Call for Kindness. We're in the midst of making another one where we have teenagers going all the way down to, 9 and maybe even under, because if we're not going to teach our youth how to carry this kindness to the next generation, then how are they going to learn? And this is, the best way to teach them that. And then they feel, very involved and very satisfied to see what their own hands have done. Another thing that we do, one of the workshops I was just telling you about where the grade 11 is she's going to be teaching how to use the Canva platform to 9 to 13-year-olds, in which they can learn how to do digital designs. And part of the workshop is they're going to be able to have the opportunity to create one of our flyers that we use for the month to fundraise for an organization. And whenever they do things like that, whenever we had 15-year-olds creating flyers for us, and whenever they do something like that, we acknowledge them and we recognize them by stating on the flyer designed by so and so, age 13, grade this. And so we want to acknowledge and honor what they're doing, and it really motivates them to be a part of it more.
Yes, and you keep them more engaged, What a great way to inspire them, right? It's not just volunteering, but they're actually learning skills that they could never learn anywhere else.
Yeah.
And especially too, I think because of COVID, because of again, we're pretty much stuck at home. We're not getting together. We can't do these types of like hands-on volunteering so much. So this way they can be really part of stuff and like really part of things and not have to physically be there, but they can know subconsciously, wow, like we created this, we did this, you know what I mean? So it's leaving a lasting impression. Yes,
absolutely. And like you said, COVID, a lot of kids are stuck at home, and it's like a way out of feeling boredom. And we know what happens when you start feeling boredom.
Yeah.
Idle minds, we know where it leads us. So the last couple of minutes, I just want to take the time to just share your last words, the message you want to share with the community, whoever is listening or whoever is watching. What would be your last words, Shannon?
For me, I think the thing that's really impacted me the most through this over the past year of doing this organization is just it's always to be conscious of the kindness, and I think that, we work on a project and, we put our full energy for the month, but that trickles off like into our own daily lives. We walk into the grocery store or, we're talking to the person in the bank. So it's like that kindness is still in you and that's how it's supposed to be. That's what we want. We want that to emit from us in all aspects, not just donating and fundraising for an organization, right? So it's like, it's a whole, like a paradigm shift about just being kind and just to humanity in general, right? So it's like when you start to focus your energy on, fundraising for organizations and you see the impact of that, but within your own self, that it changes too. And that's the beautiful thing, you know what I mean? And for me, that's what I feel. And that I think is really what the roots of what Call for Kindness is and what we really want to try to show the community, right? So, yeah.
Yes. What about you, Sister Melissa?
So I'm actually going to take this opportunity to appreciate and recognize all the kindness heroes out there that are, working for, servicing the community. I want to also appreciate and recognize all of our donors, all of our supporters, all of our volunteers. Call for Kindness would not be up and running and operational and be able to support all the projects that we've done without all the kindness heroes of our donors. So, you know, even just sharing what our cause is a kindness hero, because you're sharing that kindness. You're making kindness contagious to others. So, you know, we love all of you guys. We appreciate what you do for us, and we welcome, you know, the community, everyone to take part, to join us, to help us grow, so we can make a bigger impact for everybody. So yeah, so thank you guys.
What a way to just commend them and appreciate them, the work that they do, all your supporters. Just one last question. We are in 2021 March. 2022 March. How does that look for you?
Well, I hope COVID-19 is gone. So that's what I'm hoping. And I'm hoping if it's gone, we can come out of our homes as an online platform and enter the communities physically. I want to be able to meet people, greet people, hug people, you know, have dinners with my volunteers and my donors. I'm a very bubbly, in-person individual. So, you know, just everything online, although we're doing an amazing job, it's still quite different than being able to be one-on-one in person. So, but, you know, our goal is just to keep going. We hope to complete another year of amazing projects. We hope that we've grown in audience, we've grown in numbers, we've grown in more kindness heroes that are just going to keep pushing us forward to do more and more for the community. What I want is, I don't want to see this ever stop. And, you know, and it's also about seeking those rewards, right? It's about being good, seeking those rewards, and spreading kindness. And we definitely don't want that to stop. We want it to grow. Just like COVID-19 is a plague, we want call for kindness. We want kindness is contagious. We want that to be the new plague. Let's forget about, you know, the other negative, and let's look at what we can do positively to spread that message.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Sister Shannon and Sister Melissa, for coming today and sharing the work that you do. I salute you in all honesty, and I respect the work that you do. My goodness, call for kindness. That's exactly what the name itself, it says call for kindness. And it cannot be done if you yourself are not practicing that on a daily basis. Being kind to yourself, being kind to those around you, and being kind to humanity.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Well, I will have your information. I will have all the links. Whoever is interested in contacting you, whether it's volunteering, whether it's donating in any way, shape, or form, I know people will be contacting you for sure. So what I'll do is I'll have all your information, and they will know how to get in touch with you.
Thank you so much, Fadwa.
Yes, thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Any way I can help, any way we can all help, please support this beautiful cause. You never know, maybe one of your organizations will be out there making an impact, not just now, but for a very, very long period of time. Like always, I always say we all aspire to inspire each other. So let's do that. And today's message is be kind. Be kind to yourself, be kind to somebody next to you, be kind to your family and friends, and be kind to humanity. Well, till then, I will just say thank you again. Reach out to us, reach out to Sister Melissa and Shannon. Please support the work that they do. This is the Gems of Life show, CKMS Radio 102.7 FM, Radio Waterloo. Till then, stay well and safe.